Hey guys, well, there's a saying, strike while the iron is hot. Um, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to strike when the iron is probably cooled back down to room temperature. This is about the Mosconi Cup that just finished, and just some of my thoughts on it. None of them really count because I'm not the king of pool yet. Any day now, but I'm still not. So first thing I want to say is this is a 5 ball, okay? This is a 4 ball. 5, 4. Now, I have a crush on this Emily Fraser chick, but let's face it, I have a crush on most women under 50. Um, she cannot use her feminine wiles to convince me that this is a 5 and this is a 4. She can't do it. I see absolutely no reason to make the 5 ball purple. None. Except now you got to go buy another set of balls. Like the whole collect them all bullshit they used to do with the Happy Meal toys and stuff like that. Collect them all. I have a bunch of sets of pool balls, a bunch of them, but I'm not going to get a set just because it's got a purple 5 ball, so I can match the pros. And no, I'm not going to do that. I think it's honestly, it seems to me like the manufacturer probably made a mistake and put the wrong number on the ball. And then somebody at Matchroom said, "Oh, that's awesome. We'll sell more balls that way. So keep it that way. Don't fix that mistake." I could be wrong. Maybe they had tons of meetings about it and decided that's what they were going to do. Doubt it. So I don't really think there's very many people that are surprised that the United States lost the Mosconi Cup this year. I myself was a little bit surprised that it seemed like we had a chance. It seemed like the United States had a chance. Some of the Europeans, made a lot of mistakes. Especially Jason Shaw, the first match or two he played, just made a lot of very uncharacteristic mistakes for him. Being the professional that he is, he fixed it. He got it back and started shooting more like himself. And if you get it, that was a good shot. If you get a team with Jason Shaw shooting well and Josh Filler shooting well, I'm not really sure who else you really need. You probably just grab some homeless people off the streets and they could fill out the team. I don't know very much. I said a bunch about rotation pool, 9 ball, whatever. I don't know a lot about it, so I don't know a lot of the players, okay? I've heard of these people, but I just don't know very much about them. And that's including some of the United States people. I know who David Alcady is. I know who this Sanchez Ruiz guy is nowadays. He's had a really good year, and I can't go to the YouTube homepage without him showing up and winning something or another. And of course, Filler and Shaw. For life me, I can't remember who the other person is on the team. Probably somebody good. I'm probably embarrassed that I can't remember who it is, but I don't remember. On the United States team, I said in an earlier video that I was excited about Earl Strickland being on the team, and I was excited. Like a lot of people, I'm disappointed in Earl's performance. Now, I'm disappointed because I wanted him to do really well. I wanted, a flashback of Earl from the 90s. I wanted that. A lot of other people, frankly, are probably disappointed they didn't have an emotional meltdown and break cues and all this and that because they were, basically rooting against him. Don't like those people. But yeah, I would like it to gone better. I felt like Shane, for as much as I've watched, those kind of games, was more focused than I've probably ever seen him. More focused. And And if the United States had won, I think Shane would have been the MVP. Because of that, there was a definite difference in him, to my untrained eye. Whoops. I deserve to miss that because I fouled. Skyler's great. Skyler's always great. He's somewhat local to here, or at least he used to be. So he showed up a few times in Louisville. And he's exactly what you think he'd be. Just a nice down-home guy. He just happens to shoot world-class pool. I think he's a very good choice for being the co-captain as well. This guy, Oscar Dominguez, don't know anything all about him. Never seen the man play before in my life. Saw him at a one pocket tournament. I think he owns the room, and so saw him in the background. Okay, doesn't tell me anything about. Don't know anything about him, so I have no opinion. Did he shoot good? Did he shoot bad? Whatever. I'm going to forget an American player as well. I guarantee I am. But the one guy, what the frick's his name? The Leave It to Beaver guy. You all know who I'm talking about, right? The Leave It to Beaver guy. I've never seen him play. I knew who he was, and I know that I'm mad at him because he married Margaret, and that was kind of my plan, was to marry Margaret, but he married her instead. I don't know. I was calling him Leave It to Beaver. He shot well. I thought he did. I mean, I had no real expectations because I didn't know anything about the way he played, but I thought he played well. Maybe that's all five of the Americans. So, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm not king of pool yet. Once I am, then there are going to be some changes. One is no more purple 5 balls. No more. We're not going to. No. The other change is the whole qualification process for the Mosconi Cup is messed up. And I don't know if that means you throw it away and it becomes all captain's choice type of deal. That would probably be my preference. But maybe do some. I think it's a little bit silly that a lot of these guys they'll spend a year going to tournaments, hoping to score points or whatever as individuals, and then they go to the Mosconi Cup, and it's a team event. It's certainly the Scotch doubles. Nobody does Scotch doubles except for stuff like this Mosconi Cup or low-level gambling. I don't want to say nobody does it, but you never see it in any tournaments. It just seems weird that a guy that's really good at Shane just won the world 9-ball, right? He just won that as an individual. And so, hey, good job, Shane. Now you get to play Scotch doubles against another pair of people. It just seems a little bit weird. There could be people that are really good at Scotch doubles, but don't get to qualify because there aren't any qualification tournaments with that format. I don't know. Maybe I'm babbling a little bit. The other thing I thought was a little weird, and I'm pretty sure I've touched on this before, is the pocket size. I've heard many times that the pocket size at Mosconi Cup were 4-inch pockets at the corners. I don't remember what they said at the sides. I've always thought it was weird to play in a tournament. I'll use Buffalo's as an example. Buffalo's, all the tables in there are 4 1/4 except the TV table. So you could have somebody that does really well on those 4 1/4, maybe makes it to the finals, gets on the TV table, which is 4 1/8, and can't make a ball, or he has to change his game plan. Or you get somebody like Tony Chohan, because he's so popular, he's probably going to play all of his matches on the damn TV table. This is going to make it tougher for him than somebody that gets to play on a relatively easy 4 1/4. I always thought that was a little bit weird. And you can't really get away from it, though. Like Derby City Classic, you play all your matches, And if you do well, you get to go on the TV table with the hot lights and all that stuff. You can't really get away from that completely. But I did always think it was weird. And I do realize that Mosconi Cup is one table. So it's not like they're getting to jump back and forth. But all these guys qualified, or most of them qualified, on 4.5, maybe 4.25, maybe 4 3/4 table. Probably not on 4-inch pockets. So you get somebody, and I'll just use Earl again as an example. Earl's one of the best shot makers that ever lived, okay? Put him on a 4-inch table with 4-inch pockets, and part of my brain is like, well, it doesn't matter, he's one of the best shot makers that ever lived. But he had to change his game plan. He had to realize, hey, this shot's tough. This shot has never been tough for me for 50 years. But now it is, because the pocket is so tight. So you saw a lot more safeties. And I don't think that's good for pool. I don't think it's good for 9-ball pool. You see a lot of people that are going to go, oh, I can't cut that 14 reliably because of the 4-inch pockets. So they're gonna play some kind of a safety and try to leave it like this. They're gonna do that. And this kind of stuff happens a lot. I would love to see standardization, and I don't care if they standardize at 4 inches or 8 inches. I don't care. I would love to see standardization. We're never going to. Different manufacturers are always going to say, hey, you know, my tables are the toughest, or my tables are the most fun, or they're going to want to differentiate themselves. So until I'm king and I declare a new standard for pocket sizes, this is something that we're going to have to put up with. So, y'all go ahead and put it in the write-in votes or whatever, and I will make some changes, or vote for somebody else. I don't know. When I first thought about doing this video, I thought I would do, hey, who would I put on the team? And the thing is, I don't like robot pool players. They're just so boring to me. I'm thinking of somebody like Dennis, okay? Just never miss, fundamentally perfect, never any expression or whatever. Federer's a little bit the same way. I like people with personality. I want to see human beings play pool. Not necessarily because they're human, so they're going to make mistakes and stuff. I just want to see a little bit of personality. Skylar has it in droves, you know. Earl absolutely has it in droves, maybe a little bit too much at times. Jason Shaw and Josh Filler both have it in droves. So if I was going to pick Team USA, I would be picking players that I want to watch shoot, not necessarily players that are never going to miss, never going to let anything bother them, and that are going to win. Okay? I would pick players I want to watch shoot because I think they're people, they're real people, and you know, nice people, at least the ones that I've met. So I'm putting Tony on the team. I think it would be really funny to have Tony show up with those pants he wears in front of all those posh British fans. I think it would be really funny. Tony plays damn good 9-ball too. So he's on my team. Scott Frost is on my team. Flashy as hell, and again, very good 9-ball player. Yeah, both those guys they're seen as like one pocket specialists, but that don't mean they can't play 9-ball. So they're both on it. Skylar's on it. He's on it. Skylar's perfect for the current team and for my imaginary team that I'm putting together. The next two guys that I'm going to put on there, I kind of dig a little bit into the past of the Mosconi Cup, and one is Rodney Morris. If Rodney is still playing, he probably is, but I don't know. Yeah, Rodney's going to be on there. I've always been a huge fan of Rodney, and the last player that I put on there was Corey. I've always been a big fan of Corey as well. He did have one incident that I was less than thrilled with, but that was a long time ago, and I can forgive and forget some things. That's the team I would throw out there as the new king of pool. I'll let the Europeans do whatever they want. I think I would like to see, you know, I don't know, maybe you do like North America and then Europe and then, Asia Pacific. Do some, because let's face it, America and Europe, and the Filipinos are all just sitting around just laughing at us. They're just laughing. I would like to see a little bit more globalization. Maybe 4 3-man teams instead of 2 5-man teams. Just something like that. Just make it a more of a global type of thing. But baby steps. For my first few months as king, I'll just do the changes that I'm talking about here, and then maybe I'll let my successor make the more wide-ranging changes. All right, I think that's it. Yep. Bye.